I think you're live.
We're live.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the Thursday Threads online book club hosted by CrazyDavesCrew. So we're going to, and I hope y'all read it, Round Robin by Jennifer Chiaverini. It is book 2 in the Elm Creek Quilts book series. Before we get started, I want to address a couple of things. Number one, Lisa, you had asked about a trip around the world. I'm working on it. Kathy, you had asked about doll making. Most of them I do on my embroidery machine, so they're copyrighted. I did ask Dolls and Daydreams, and they have marvelous designs. They'd rather we not, of course, because it's copyrighted, and she provides her own tutorials. Margaret Lee from Australia suggested a book, and that's going to be our next book. And it is on Kindle Unlimited. So in February, let's read Tie-Dyed by Carol Dean Jones. The description of it sounds marvelous. Her 40-something-year-old daughter wants her 60-something-year-old mother to go into a retirement home. And she finally gives in, and lo and behold, there's a murder. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and there is a series, and they all have to do with quilting, and they have different titles. Let's see. Running Stitches, Patchwork Connections, The Rescue Quilt, Tattered and Torn. Those are just a sample of her books. So February 2nd, Tuesday, which I believe will be the 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Push the button. We'll read Tie-Dyed by Carol Dean Jones. If you're not sure where to get it, just look down in the description. There should be a link to our Amazon store. If there's not right now, give it just a minute. It will be there. And then go to books, and you'll find a listing for the books we've already done, and also this one. And like I said, what's really great is this one is Kindle Unlimited. So if you've already got a subscription to Amazon for that, there's no charge. Okay, Round Robin. Jennifer Chiaverini. I couldn't put it down again, but I didn't think it was as good as the first one. In the previous one, the Quilters Apprentice, Chiaverini focused more on Sarah and Matt, Sylvia, and the past. Her relationship with her sister Claudia, her relationship with her sister-in-law Agnes, what had happened to her brother Richard and to her husband James in the war. And fortunately, all of that got revisited in the second book, because I have to tell you, my memory is not what it used to be. She got a lot more into the lives of the other quilters. I believe it was Diane had the two boys, the skateboarding incident. And I could really relate to this one when she talked about Todd and Michael switching personalities. Guys, if you've got more than one child, they do that a lot. We noticed it with our boys. They're twins. But we noticed it with Dave and Nick a lot, that even when they were little, there were times when, oh, this one's up at the crack of dawn, this one wants to sleep, and then a couple of days later they'd switched. This one ate anything, this one was picky, and they would switch. And we've even noticed that with our daughter. They will take turns with moods or with attitudes or just their personalities. The whole idea of finding yourself, you know. What you looking for, babe?
I was trying to decide, is this a sequel?
Yes.
Okay.
Book 2. The first book was the Quilters Apprentice, which was the very first book we did, and I absolutely loved it. Because I don't want to give too much away. Anyone who read the book, did you not love what Bonnie did to her husband Craig? I was loving that. Her, I'm coming with you, honey. Of course, we got a little bit more soap opera-y in this one. Bonnie owns Grandma's Attic, which is the local quilt shop. And husband had been a little bit more, distant. And she accidentally, and it was an accident, found an email. And it appeared that he was having a relationship. He was going to go out of town to go see this game and meet up with his buddy. Well, it turned out it was the woman. Well, she kind of invited herself along. And in doing so, saved her marriage, which I thought was great. I loved learning more about Gwen, learning that she was a, kind of a hippie type thing. And then she turned into this college professor and had to be reminded of certain values and principles. And I really like the fact that she really wanted her daughter to go to graduate school. And Summer needed to decide for herself. It really went through, and we got to meet Sarah's mother. There were a lot of secrets going on. Sarah and Matt were having some troubles. Carol kept some things from Sarah. It seemed like everybody was kind of keeping little secrets, which that never works. Never works. You've got to be open and honest. A round robin is typically a medallion quilt. So you've got the center, and that's the owner. The owner does the center quilt. And then you pass it around to other people, and they will add borders. And this is what they did. And you got to read about each of these ladies, and then you got to see a description of what they were doing for their border. And I liked the whole thing of piecing the patchwork of life, the scraps that life gives you, and making something out of it. The whole when life gives you lemons, and so making lemonade, let's make a lemon chiffon cake or a lemon chiffon pie, I loved the introduction of Andrew. Very sweet moment with that. Did you guys see that coming? Yeah, it was a mile away. You could tell what was going to happen with Andrew. But it was marvelous. And I'm not sure about doing a round robin quilt. It's one of those that, do I want to let go of ownership? That's one of those that, do I want to let other people work on my quilt? So that would be a difficult one for me. But these ladies, and I want to find this town, Waterford. I want to move there. Um, this just the town and the people. The upside, she made them human. Sarah did some things and said some things that were not her normal. All of these ladies, Gwen made mistakes. Bonnie and Craig made mistakes. You know, it's one of those things of we all do. So I did appreciate that she has a wonderful way of making them all human, and that it's okay to be human. I also got to thinking, and my husband's going to go, oh no, we would really like to get some property. Right now, we have a teeny tiny 1/4 acre Tennessee homestead. That's what we call it. We've got our bunnies, which cross your fingers, we should be having baby bunnies tonight. Be on the lookout with the Crazy D Ranch. We'll let you know as soon as it happens. But reading about the Elm Creek Quilt Manor and how they have groups come in and they have these quilting camps. I had already thinking of all the things that we could do with our property and how we could have field trips and teach the kids about the animals, have heritage animals. And wouldn't it be great if we could get enough property that we could build some kind of a retreat center for, church retreats, youth groups to come. And I got to thinking, now I'm not nearly good enough as these ladies, but wouldn't it be wonderful if we could use that building for a quilting camp or something? Yes, I see my husband over there going, oh, great, more work. Yeah, he's going, oh. That's down the road, definitely down the road. Got to get my kids through school first and get through this next set of kindling for the rabbits. Possibly upgrade our chicken flock. Which, if any of y'all raise chickens, what's your favorite? I'm trying to get a rooster and the hens and things. I'd like to get some info. I'll be honest, I'm not even sure what kind we've got. They were, there was a guy down here, I think it was in McDonald. He gets some from up north from these Amish communities. So they have them for the first year, and then they sell them and they raise up another batch. So I'm not even sure what kind they are. But we're looking at getting a little bit better with that. But what kind would you do? What kind have you done? What's your favorite? And of course, I'm assuming you have to have the same breed rooster and the same breed hen in order to get more of the same breed. Yeah, we're still learning. Okay, back on topic. The ending, again, I thought hi, Made by Pam. We're so glad you joined us. Again, I really felt like those last few pages, I don't know about you guys, I saw it a mile away. How it was all going to go. I was glad that Sarah and her mom, things, but they really didn't show them talking and coming to terms. It was just, and I guess maybe they didn't need to. It was, they loved each other and that was enough. They didn't have to dig up everything and discuss it. I do like her descriptions. Um, of the town and the land around Elm Creek Manor. I I did feel in this book she didn't transition as well between present and past. There were a couple of times where I was like, okay, I'm getting whiplash from this time travel, um, and trying to decide which time we were in. Got to learn a lot more about Agnes and got to see things from her point of view, so that was good. You really get to like her a lot more. She was the sister-in-law to Sylvia, the older woman who owns Elm Creek Manor. A lot of hard feelings from the first book, from the past, from 50 years ago, from the war, um, World War II. And you got to see a lot more from Agnes's viewpoint of what had happened that Sylvia didn't know about. It turns out if it hadn't been for Agnes, Sylvia wouldn't have Elm Creek Manor. So I thought that was interesting. And I even appreciated the fact that Agnes talked about that she had really loved Richard. Richard died in the war. Richard was Sylvia's younger brother. And she ended up meeting a man, and she admits it wasn't the passion that she'd had with Richard, but it was also okay to love him, and that's what Richard would have wanted, and she had a good life with him. And I thought that was just really sweet. And Andrew, the man that they introduced, he had been friends with Richard. He was actually the one they'd all enlisted together. He is the one who ended up telling Sylvia how Richard and James had died. Let's see. I loved the colors that they talked about in the quilts, the blues and greens and the golds. I don't know about you, but I can just picture that in my head, and I wanted to go make a green and blue and gold quilt top now. And I started to say I hadn't made a medallion quilt before, but I actually have. I actually made quite a few. I used to make a baby blanket, and it was just this large center, and I appliqued a teddy bear, and then I put just plain borders around it. I'll have to get back and make one of those for you guys. Let y'all see it. It's so simple. Sorry, my phone. I didn't know if I would need it to look at comments or not. So I'm turning to look to see if we get any comments up here. But somebody help me remember to do the teddy bear applique baby blanket. Used to make those a lot, and I got the idea from one that one of my daughter's great aunts had made for her when she was born, and it's such a cute idea. Well, I would love to know y'all's opinion of the book. Like I said, I feel like I know all of them a little bit better. I almost feel like it was too much. But I also know when you have a group of friends, stuff happens to each of them and it affects them. And sometimes it doesn't wait till it's a good convenient time. Heaven knows David's accident was not at a convenient time. Oh, bless his heart. So there he is in a little Nissan truck, and he gets hit rear-ended by a Tundra. Not convenient. So all of these things that were going on with the skateboarding protest, the deciding not to go to graduate school, mom coming to visit, an old friend coming in and staying, finding out about a husband, and then the problems with Matt and Sarah. Did I leave anybody out? Trying to think. Think I got them all. All while they're trying. Oh, there was a health issue. All while trying to run a quilt store and running a quilting camp, and then all of these people have their own lives to deal with children and jobs, but they're all pitching in together. Not one of them was left by themselves. I know that kind of friendship's out there. I know it is. This is not fantasy. But I think that's something we all look for. And at very least, it's nice to read about. But I almost feel like it should have been a bigger book, or maybe 2 books, because I said there was a lot packed into this. I said time travel. Oh, I got whiplash. Well, if you haven't read the book, I would recommend reading the Quilters Apprentice first, and then read this one. You can find them all on Amazon. Kindle is excellent. You'll probably start seeing me do more and more with my Kindle. It's what I'm finding. I have these books, and it's wonderful, and I love going to the used bookstore. We have a McKay's here. There's one in Knoxville, one in Nashville, and one here. And it is this warehouse-sized used bookstore. And it's wonderful. So, I'll pick up books. And then, oh, I want to read that book. And then I've got to go and look through all my wherevers to find the book I wanted to read. But if I have it on my Kindle, all I got to do is look through my categories and go, oh, yeah, that was a crocheting book. Oh, that was a quilting book. Oh, that's a gardening book. Oh, that's a romance. Oh, that's a paranormal romance, Oh, there's a canning book. So I put these little categories into my Kindle, and I'm able to find things so much better. I'm actually thinking I've got a number of little leaflets of some crocheting and different crafts, and I'm actually thinking about trying to scan them and try to file them on the computer. That way I'm not having to sit on my floor and go through, those little leaflets, and having to go through each and every one. There is something to be said for reading the physical book. I do pick some up on eBay. I never, ever buy the acceptable. I always try to get good or better. And there's a couple of them where they'll do a buy 2, get 1 free, or buy 3, get 1 free. In fact, I think that's how I got this one. Because, of course, you have to buy the other couple, it would be silly to not get the free one. Yeah, my husband's kind of rolling his eyes back there going, yeah, women's shopping logic. But you agree with me, right? If it says buy 2, get 1 free, you got to go ahead and pick up the other one so you get the third one free, right? Yes, definitely check out the Amazon shop in the description. You'll find the books. I've started a section for some of our favorite movies. We have some of the sewing tools, canning tools in the kitchen, different things. Absolutely incredible scrapbook, World War I scrapbook full of recipes, and it has a lot of cutouts from the magazines. Absolutely fabulous. You'll have to check that one out. the book section has a lot of my favorite books, and then every book that we've done so far for our book club. So thank you, Margaret from Australia, for the suggestion for Tie-Dyed by Carol Dean Jones. If you guys have a suggestion, it doesn't have to be quilting. It can be embroidery, it can be sewing, it can be clothes making, it can be weaving, something to do with fiber crafts, cloth, yarn, thread. Let me know if you have read a book that had something to do with sewing and quilting, crocheting, knitting, embroidery, like I said, weaving. Let me know title and author if you remember it down in the comments, and we will look into including your favorite book in the Thursday Threads Book Club. Anything else? You definitely need to keep an eye on the Crazy D Ranch, also on Crazy Dave's Crew. I've started a new subscription box, and I'm really, really excited about it, but I can't touch it till I finish another project. I have to do the December project from the Sew What box. So be on the lookout for the November project. I just finished it. David is editing it now, and that will be up soon. I will get the December project done. A lot of stuff in the works, and let me know if there's something in particular you want to learn. I'm doing a little bit more research on quilting as you go. I'm got a list of things that I want to do. I said the teddy bear quilt, the bowl cozies. I have found 2 different methods for making those, and I want to share those with you. I want to talk about binding and the difference between self-binding and binding, pros and cons. A lot of stuff, and that my head just too much. So I have to keep little notebooks with all my little notes. Then I can't find the notebooks. Yes, I like Quilt As You Go. The whole having to, you put it together and you see the top, and oh, that's so wonderful. That's a wonderful way. But then when you having that bulk of trying to quilt it on your little table and your little machine, it wears me out. I don't know about y'all, but it wears me out. And I don't have the finances or the space to buy one of those big long arms. It's not the cheapest thing to go and have somebody else do it. But I will recommend 2 places here near Chattanooga. They're up in Cleveland. Definitely check out Hider Hangout and Betty's. I suddenly cannot remember the full name of that shop. They are awesome little shops, and they both do, I believe Hider Hangout does the long arming for you, and I know Betty's does, and they're both marvelous. Independently owned. Oh, tie the quilts. I'll have to look into that. I think okay, great. Now I have the teddy bear quilt, 2 versions of the bowl cozy, the trip around the world, the binding, and now tying quilts. I know my aunt used to do that. She'd made me a quilt, and it was Sunbonnet Sue, and it was tied throughout. We may just have to give that a try. That would really be a wonderful way to not wear me out with trying to quilt. I think that's why I like baby quilts so much. All right. Everything crafty. Oh, yep. You're going to love it then. My Simply Earth has got soaps and bar lotions, and it looks like we can do candles and essential oils. And I said, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to starting this new series. So again, thank you, Margaret, for suggesting it. Don't forget to find us on Facebook, Thursday Threads Book Club, Sewing and Crocheting for Beginners, the Crazy D Ranch, Crazy Dave's Crew. We also have a website which needs some revamping. We've kind of ignored it for way too long, but it's cdcrew.com. And by the way, if you're looking for Avon, check out Avon with Laura. Free shipping on orders over $60. And you can just have it delivered to your door. I am enjoying so far 2 out of 2. I think the first one was the best, but isn't that always the way? A lot of movies, you always like the first one, and the sequel's good, but how many times is the sequel better than the original? I already am looking at the 3rd book, Cross Country Quilters, and then the Runaway Quilt is the 4th one. But I think I need to go through my TBR stack. That's to be read. And I think I ought to work on this one. We love comments. We love pictures. Oh, a coat. Pictures. Pictures. Find us on Facebook, Sewing and Crocheting. Let's see some pictures. I would love to see that. I am so jealous. Clothing is not my forte, but I'm pushing myself this year out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be trying some new things. So maybe you can encourage me and inspire me to move into a little bit more advanced things. Awesome. I love it. So send us pictures. We do love pictures. We love comments. Let us know what you're working on. What books are you reading? What's your favorite tool? And is there a quilt pattern that you're really wanting to learn or would really like to see me try and goof up on? As always, I am, sometimes I feel like Popeye. I am what I am. Mistakes and all. And I am not going to hide that from you guys. You get to see them. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm so glad you joined us. And Made by Pam. Really appreciated your comments. Thank you so much. You've made this very enjoyable for me tonight. And I look forward to seeing your pictures and other comments on our Facebook page. And seeing you next month when we read Tie-Dye.
I have no idea what she just asked.
Oh, I do. No, but it's on my what I want to do list. She's asking if I make and I can't pronounce it, okay, it's a special kind of crochet where you're making little animals and figures. Oh, hey, honey, hand me one of Mom's dolls or something, or the little snow girl there on the... It isn't Christmas unless I put out some of the dolls that my mother made. My mom...
I'm just the technology supervisor. Why are you bringing me in this?
So this is one of them that my mom made. And it's not Christmas until I put out her dolls. I've got a Mr. and Mrs. Claus. I have an angel. I have a snow princess. Different ones. And she just always did a marvelous job. And I've made a couple of dolls. But I mess up more on them than... Oh, it's on your to-do list. Okay. Adding some crocheting videos is on my to-do list for this year too. So hopefully you'll join us for those. But we're going to start off with the basics. And thank you. I think she's beautiful. You know, they don't make these dolls anymore, which is really upsetting because I have a stack of patterns that my mom had. But then trying to, oh, I'm going to make that one. I can't find the dolls anymore. So I have all these patterns and a few dolls. I have found some on eBay. They think they've got gold, though, for the most part. But yes, the kind of crochet that Made by Pam is talking about is where it's, you know, the kits where you can crochet the Golden Girls, or you can crochet the Star Wars people, and you can crochet the My Little Ponies. That's that kind of crochet. You're crocheting, and they're typically small, and they're fairly intricate, from what I can tell. My eyesight was shot when I got diagnosed. Well, no, it was shot before I was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis. And I'm just so impressed that I can read a book again. This has been so exciting for me. So I'm hoping I will be able to go back and do the smaller threads and the smaller yarns, the sports. And I used to enjoy doing those. It just got too hard for a little while, but things are definitely looking up, new treatments, so we're doing good. But yeah, this is my mom's. She would have been 83 this week. So no, that's not something I'm doing now, but I am thinking about it. She has the Star Wars kit, yes. So, you know, yeah. My husband's looking at me going, what? What? I think they even have Harry Potter ones and things. Okay. I'm just now itching to pick up my crocheting and different things. So I think I'm going to sit down and watch a movie, and I'm going to work on an Afghan and probably make some notes of some things I want to do for upcoming videos. I hope you guys, don't get too frightened off, but you're probably going to be seeing a lot more of me over the next couple months. Lots of videos coming up, lots of ideas. You can definitely tell I'm feeling a lot better. Show off the bunny, show off what we're working on. Send me pictures, make your comments. We love to hear from you. Most importantly, don't forget to come back. Have a great day. Happy crafting, happy sewing. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we'll see you next time right here on Crazy Dave's Crew. Thanks for watching. Oh, I love your videos. Bye. Oh.